And appearing tonight on
Blankety Blank,
Blankety Blank,
David Hamilton,
Blankety Blank,
June Whitfield,
Blankety Blank,
Derek Nimmo,
Blankety Blank,
Wendy Richards,
Blankety Blank,
Blankety Blank,
Kenny Everett, Sally James, and here's your host on Terry Wogan.
Thank you. How anyone can get such applause and still stay as nice as me, I don't know. Anyway, welcome to our mirthquake of fun and jollity. And let's see what the cat's dragged in this. Oh, God, it's Diddy David. I thought you promised that you'd never do this again.
Well, the thing is, Terry, that I work cheap, but I must tell you, actually, it's been a wonderful year this year because all those people, millions of people watching Wimbledon tennis, all going like this. And now millions of people watching Blankety Blank and going...
And Wendy Richard, you're welcome for the first time.
Thank you.
Charming to have you on, Miss Brahms, if I may call you that.
Very much.
And as for you, Miss Everett, it's nice to see you. Lady Ken. And look at Sally James, a much-needed burst of intellectual ability on the show.
Glad you recognise my true talent, Terry.
Yes, indeed. That's it, certainly. For your brains, you're here. There is no doubt. Quite, lads. On. I have over here a likely pair. Richard and Eve. I'll talk to you first, Eve. What's your surname?
Taylor.
Eve Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah. And where do you come from?
Ranmore, near Sheffield.
Have you got any hobbies that you do in your spare time? Apart from watching Blankety Blank, of course.
Not in my spare time so much, but I paint and write poetry. Not a painter and decorator, a painter and poetess.
Man, you're welcome. What about you, Richard? What do you do for an old crust?
I'm in advertising.
Now, Eve, which would you like, A or B?
A.
A. Okay, here we go, lads. Now, an early start, a good start is always appreciated. Ken Dodd. Ken Dodd is thinking of playing Richard III. He'll stand on Bosworth Field calling, "Woo, my kingdom for a blank." You know Ken Dodd, don't you, Eve?
I do.
And his various little catchphrases. Well, that's the kind of hint we're looking for. As soon as you've got something that looks remotely like an answer, we'd be glad of anything. Look at smart little Ken, light on immediately. What an alert and clever little swine he is. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay, all the lights on. We'll go to you, Eve.
Is that meant to be a clue?
I'm not sure what it's meant to be.
It's the world's first reusable flower.
Surely you knew that.
It says, look, you go, she loves me, she loves me not, she loves me. And if it comes out, she loves me not, you stick them back on and try again.
Beneath that whimsical exterior, there beats a romantic little heart, you know, everybody. Ken Dodd is thinking of playing Richard III. He'll stand on Bosworth Field calling my kingdom for a...
Tickling stick.
Tickling stick, yes, my kingdom for a tickling stick. Look at David, that alert expression. Once again,
You see, it does help being a Diddy person.
it does, of course.
Yes, because I have got a tickling stick.
And so you have. Eve. 1 3. Good start, David. June twinkling away. What you got?
I started with a Diddy
Yeah, you
man,
crossed it
but
out,
I
but you
did
made
make
it a tickling stick. The way these things have worked out, Derek, and I'm sure you are not going to let the sun... He's got it. Now then, Wendy.
Well, it's the only quotation from Dickens that I know, so I wrote horse.
Kenny Everett, as if we were going to get any sense here.
Good old me, eh, folks?
He's done it. Oh, boy, he's done it. Another point to you, Eve. Well done. Now, Sally of the
My brain
the
turned into a
bronze.
pumpkin. I was thinking of David Hamilton,
Find
and
that-
I've got...
Diddy man. Well, it's a good shot. No points for Eve, but you got 4 points out of this. Well done, Eve. Now, Richard, the entire force of Wardour Street and surrounding areas are behind you on this. Advertising man Richard Scott of the Antarctic said, "We must be going entirely the wrong way. I just saw a polar bear wearing a blank."
Give us a clue.
What?
Give us a clue.
Scott of the Antarctic. He's going the wrong way. He's just seen a polar bear wearing a blank, Ken. Heavens above, do I have to explain everything to you, you foolish little man?
Yes.
Do I have to write everything out for you? Is it necessary for me to spell every single...
Talk to me like that, would you?
What?
That's funny, it worked at rehearsal.
This show is totally unrehearsed. I wasn't expecting that.
Is it damaged?
But, well, only a little, Ken.
Well, you could try this one, this works.
Does it? Oh, is it good, yes? Yeah.
It's fresh on loan from Lena Zavarone.
Oh, good. Can I use that, Ken? Scott of the Antarctic said... Antarctic said, we must be going entirely the wrong way.
I just saw a polar bear wearing a
And once more to his usual ordinary versatile stuff. Reading it out. Scott of the Antarctic said, we must be going entirely the wrong way. I just saw a polar bear wearing a blank. Everybody ready? Everybody's ready. Eve is 4-0 in the lead, but then you haven't played yet, Richard. Takes a good one to get past me. Scott of the Antarctic said, we must be... This is ridiculous. He probably said that as well. We must be going entirely the wrong way. I just saw a polar bear wearing a...
It depends if it's a female or male polar bear, but I'd say a bikini or
bikini.
Swimming trunks.
Jolly good answer. Bikini, yes? I would say it's a good answer.
I would say that's a good answer too, Terry.
I would say
But
that
then I'm
Hamilton is the cockiest little swine. And when he thinks he's got a correct answer, he sits
You
there
see,
with a little
no,
smile
you made
on
it.
the face.
Richard was quite right. You made it very difficult for us by not telling us the sex, but I assumed it would be a female, and I just happened to have a bikini.
And you, Jack. That's a point for you, Richard. Well done. June. Bikini.
And I think I'm just about there as well.
Swimsuit, you're going to give a point for swimsuit. Well done. We have great difficulty controlling ourselves, don't we, Wendy?
Well, I can control myself, I think.
Well?
Sun hat.
Okay. Kenny, when you're ready.
Do you want to hear? It's much better than this show.
It is better than this show, isn't it? It's much better.
Better than this show, isn't it?
Everything is much better than this show.
Luxembourg.
Never heard of it. What does it do?
It goes compass.
Silly question.
Yes, that's going to be my excuse.
I mean, look at her. Look at her.
Well, you see, I was thinking of India for some reason.
Of course you
and
were,
it was
India.
an Indian polar bear, as everyone knows, and she was wearing a sari.
Sorry, wrong, Sally, but...
I tried.
I'm not surprised. I don't know why, but I'm not surprised. 4-3. Richard, therefore, we'll give you first choice. A or B?
A, please.
A for you. Jolly good. I'm glad you picked that. And I must tell you, Richard, that you won't be playing with David or June or Derek, which is probably very lucky for you. Instead, it's the intelligentsia on the bottom row. Wendy and Kenny and Sally. Now, lads, my telly's gone on the blink. Last week, I got Wonder Woman mixed up with To the Manor Born, and Penelope Keith got herself into a blank. My telly's gone on the blink. Last week I got Wonder Woman mixed up with To the Manor Born, and Penelope Keith got herself into a blank. Everybody ready? Keno? Good boy. He's ready. Right, Richard.
A tiara.
A tiara! Got herself into a tiara. Wonder Woman. Spin. Spin. Not, all is not lost yet, Richard. Spin, I would have said, Ken, my little Ken.
All is lost, Richard.
Not quite, Richard. One more. All you need is one.
All really is lost,
Oh,
Richard.
God, Richard, all is lost. Well, that's bad luck. Spin instead of tiara. Eve Taylor, come and join us for the super match. Yes, got me a little bent whatnot here. Richard, thank you. You were just edged out by Wonder Woman or Penelope Keith, but thank you for being
fun.
an excellent competitor. Thank you for coming along. There'll be a blankety blank checkbook
that's great.
and pen
Thank you.
in the post for you. Goodbye, Richard. This is Eve Taylor, who is from Ranmore near Sheffield, and this is the super match. We ask a studio audience a blankety blank question. They give us various answers, and those are the three most popular that they've given us, worth 50, 100, and 150 blanks, worth in turn these really terrific prizes.
Come on, blankety blank, blankety blank, you better blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank.
Now let's pull back. Eugene, once again, if you will. At your pleasure, sir. The upper thing. In the blank. In the blankety blank or in the blank, Eve. Keep your mind clear and pristine and see who you'd like to help you.
I'd like Kenny. Please.
Kenny, would you? I wish you'd take him when you go.
Oh, I will, with pleasure.
It's got to be in the mood.
Why has it got to be in the mood? Just because you say so?
Yes.
You conscious little thing.
And Derek.
And Derek?
Please.
In the garden.
Pardon? Who else?
I have Wendy, I think.
Wendy, in the...
Pink.
In the pink.
That's what I thought it was.
Did you think of... You agree with Wendy, do you? Well, give me the alternatives again. Derek Nimmo says, in the garden. Kenny says in the mood, and Wendy says in the pink. What do you think studio audience is likely to go for?
I'll have in the pink.
Will you? All right, we'll see. Let's have a look at the 50 blanks thing. In the soup. It's extraordinary, isn't it? In the mood. We're looking for in the pink. Kenny said in the mood. In the pink is correct. And that means, Eve, as excitement builds on excitement here in the old television centre, that you have won only a canteen of cutlery. You don't want it?
I have said it's just what I've always wanted.
Oh, is it?
I've only been married a fortnight, you know.
Oh, have you?
Second time, yes.
Oh.
Only a fortnight.
Well, if we can have... Would you like some furniture as well? The duvet? Canteen of cutlery it is. You'll probably have a chance to come back and play the head-to-head with us, Eve, and perhaps double it up to a dishwasher. Huh? I don't know how you're going to be able to control yourself in the back there, but thank you very much, Eve. We'll probably see you later. The great Mandela groans to a halt here, and we welcome back, well, we welcome for the first time. Slightly gaga. And the great wheel comes back, and we welcome Melville and Rosita. That's very exotic, Rosita.
Yes.
And you look pretty exotic yourself.
Oh.
You don't mind my saying so.
Yeah.
The old Carmen Miranda look. Well, that's long before your time, and indeed mine. What's your second name?
Evans.
Rosita Evans. That's a bit of a sort of anticlimax.
I'll tell you what it was before I was married.
Oh, come along, Rosita. What was it?
No, I wish I hadn't mentioned it now.
Oh, go on, Rosita.
No, I'll die of embarrassment. No, definitely not.
Very well,
I come
Rosita.
from Paddington, by the way.
Paddington? Melville, what's your surname?
Summerfield.
Melville Summerfield. Where are you from?
Newcastle, upon Tyne.
And what do you do for a living?
I work in a distribution company.
Oh, you buy crap. What kind of things do you distribute?
Musical instruments, toys.
Jolly good. Daddy Bear said to Mummy Bear, I think Goldilocks must have taken up a secretarial course. I see she's been blanking in my bed. or blankety blanking in my bed, Melvin. Daddy Bear said to Mummy Bear, I think Goldilocks must have taken up a secretarial course. I see she's been blanking in my bed. Lights on, please. Ken, attention now. When Terry speaks, attention, Ken.
Smile, audience.
Daddy Bear said to Mummy Bear, whose question was this all those years ago?
Mine.
Melville,
Mine.
yes. I think Goldilocks must have taken up a secretarial course. I see she's been in my bed.
She's been typing.
Typing, yes, secretarial course, typing. I didn't think it was that good an answer, but still. David Hamilton, wee diddy.
Yes, sir. She could possibly have been doing a little bit of shorthand, but on the other hand, I thought a safer bet was probably typing.
Typing, and you were right there. That's a point to Maggie. Well done, June. June, you have been a tower of strength. What have you got that's new?
Well, I thought you confused me a little bit when you said, oh, it could have been blankety blanking. So I'm afraid I fell for that.
Yes. You were right. You were right, yes. I thought it was Derek, you know. How grand to see you. Have you come
It's
just
a
come
very gloomy programme tonight. I thought it would be sparkling and exciting, but it's so dreary. It's positively funereal. I think it's the worst programme I've ever appeared on.
Derek?
Would you like me to give you an answer?
I'm sorry to have bored you for so long.
No, that's all right. It's coming good now. Here we are. Touch typing.
Touch typing, that's another one. Hold on, Melville. 3 to Melville. Wendy, you've been tremendously poor so far. Let's go. Come along now. You got it right. You got it right. Mighty Body. Now, could this be the big one?
I bet you don't think I'm capable of getting one right.
You're right. At 6 points to Melville, Rosita, you've got to go some. And I bet you will. In a forthcoming episode of Dallas, JR goes to Brazil and makes a fortune when he strikes blank. In a forthcoming episode of Dallas, JR goes to Brazil and makes a fortune when he strikes blank. Okay, everybody ready, lads?
Okay, Governor.
Yes, those alert expressions, those alert and tired expressions. Derek, please. Now, please, Derek.
What's the matter?
What? No, Derek, please.
A little lighty.
What's the matter? Am I late?
Cooperate, please.
Sorry, I do beg your pardon.
If
I'm
you
so
will.
sorry. I was trying to
If
be
you will.
cooperative. I'm
And
so
it's
sorry.
No, I mean,
off just now.
No, it's gone off again, do you see? Look, it's gone off.
It's not my fault.
It's a
It's not
faulty
my
circuit. But don't complain to me
It's
about
not my fault if it goes
I'm
off.
pressing my little button. If it doesn't stay on, get a mechanic in.
Well, well, no, he's been very difficult. You have been difficult throughout. Hasn't he been difficult? Yes. He has. But.
I can't
What?
argue with the mechanicals.
Oh, well, then I'll get on with the show.
Let's have a professional.
Nicholas Parsons.
You certainly know how to wound, don't you?
Oh, you're just trying to make a helpful suggestion for your replacement.
You don't think the BBC are planning anything, do you?
Well, I obviously not going to last very long round here, mate. You're all right with that come dancing. No wonder he's sucking up to Rosetta over there. Very good in the cha-cha-cha.
Can't speak.
I bet her maiden name was Longbottom.
You mustn't mind him, Rosita. He hardly means any of it. He hardly understands any of it. Rosita, in a forthcoming episode of Destiny Young to Brazil and makes a fortune when he strikes...
Coffee.
Coffee. Nuts, coffee. David. It seems ages.
I did think that it might possibly be nuts.
Yes,
but,
well, you would.
But, knowing that Rosita is a lady, I hedged my bets and put coffee.
Coffee by cracky. Can this be? Is this going to be another 6-hole? God, it's terrific here, isn't it? Really tremendous.
No, it's not.
Because there's an awful lot of
Coffee by three, baby. Albert, please.
I put nuts on too.
Can we get on, please? Now, Wendy, you were right the last time. Is lightning going to strike twice on the same seat?
Well, they do make coffee out of them.
Ken, if you haven't nodded off.
This is a sad moment in the history of broadcasting. I was going to say coffee, but I wrote nuts. Or did I put coffee last?
You put coffee last,
I put
Ken.
coffee last!
You did it! Another point. I don't follow what's going on at all. Sal.
You're going to be proud of me.
Oh, Sally. 4-6, everybody, in this little belter of a competition. Now, here we go. Melville 6, Rosita 4. It isn't Longbottom, is it?
No.
Of course it is.
I'm going to get that Nimmo
Well, I
afterwards.
care. Well, Nimmo's a silly
I'm not
name.
telling you.
Yeah, don't tell him.
So I
You're
get
going to
to
have to play with Derek.
Oh.
And also... See how her expression changed almost immediately. Derek and Wendy, the only two you're playing with because you matched up with David and June and Kenny and Sally. And only Derek and Wendy were stupid enough not to match with you the last time. So, you first go here, and you're going to take A or B? A. Now, the thing is that Melville won't get another shot because he's matched with everybody. So we're relying on you, Derek, and you, Wendy, to match up with Rosita here. Cookery expert Delia Smith has taken up fortune-telling, Derek and Wendy. She doesn't read your future in a teacup. She reads it in a blank. I'll read that more intelligently now. Cookery expert Delia Smith has taken up fortune-telling. She doesn't read your future in a teacup. She reads it in a blank. She's a cookery expert, Rosita. Don't say a word. You need these 2 points to draw with Melville and perhaps a tiebreaker. You ready?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Rosita. She doesn't read, Delia Smith doesn't read your future in a teacup. She reads it in a...
Well, I'll say saucepan. When I say saucepan, I mean any sort of
You mean
cooking
everything in the kitchen, yes. It's all up to... He's got it exactly. Well, good boy. 6-5, Rosita, and all up. You could not be in safer hands than Wendy Richard here because she is one of the smartest people we've had on. She's got everything right so far, and I know that this is going to be it, Rosita. Here we go. For this 1 point. This is where Wendy Richard comes through. Okay.
Can I go home now, please? I wrote fortune cookie.
Oh.
Well, I thought she'd make them. I read my fortune.
Ken.
Very good.
Knees. Knees. Well, I think that needed saying, Ken. You are too intelligent for this program, Wendy. Wendy Richard, you can't be too intelligent for this program. Now then, Rosita, that's it, I'm afraid.
Yes.
At the last moment. That was because we did that deliberately because you wouldn't tell us your surname. Melville, can you come out and join us for the super match, please? Well, it was a very close contest, Rosita. You haven't far to go home, but you'll take with us our blessings and a blankety blank checkbook and pen. This is a BBC, all right. We don't care. Rosita, thank you for joining us.
Not at all, it's been a pleasure.
Safe journey to
Thank
Harrow.
you.
Bye-bye. Melville Summerfield from near Newcastle on Tyne, and this is the super match. The upper, how's your father, please? Good grief, it's blank well. Blank well. You've got to get 150 if you want to go forward to the head-to-head, Melville.
Okay.
Okay. Who would you like to help?
Derek.
Derek, see? Derek, he's only just woken up.
Sorry, yes. Do I say something?
Yes, please.
Right. Wishing.
Wishing. See? Beneath that crusty exterior.
Very popular.
June, I think.
Yes, I think so.
Stairwell.
Do I get another one?
Yes.
Pardon?
Do I get another one?
You'll get another one when I give you one. We're not asking for favours here. Who would you like to help?
Kenny, I think.
Ah.
Well, that was a lot of help. June says stairwell. No wonder you're backing away from me, Melville. June says stairwell, Derek says wishing well, and Kenny says, well, you know, you can take any of those and, you know, think it's a studio audience. What are they going to put in front of well?
Wishing well.
You think so? All right, we'll see. The audience seems to agree with you. It's wishing well we're looking for. 50 blanks. Oil well. Why did nobody think of that?
Of course. You're only allowed one go, aren't you? You can't think of them all. And I want to say camber.
100 blanks. Get well. That's another one we're zapped on. We're looking for wishing well. 150 blinky blues. Eugene. Well done. Well, I'm bound to say, Melville, that puts us in a rare old pickle here. Because that means you've won a canteen of cutlery. And we've only got one. Melville, this means that you're going to have to take part in a tiebreaker with Eve.
Okay.
Okay, it's a deal. Let's do it. Yes, indeed. Every time that thing comes round, I say a little prayer. One of the modern miracles of television in the 80s. I know a man with such a big mouth, he has to keep his teeth in a blank at night. Now, what happens here, gang, is I read out the question. As soon as one of these answers accords with yours, they'll put the hand up in the air. It's the first hand in the air if the two answers are the same. So you're both ready?
Yes.
All right. I saw you sneaking a look at Melville's there, Eve.
Well,
You're not going to change your mind now. No. All right, here we go. David Hamilton. I can't think of anybody I'd less like to come to for a question like this. I know a man with such a big mouth, he has to keep his teeth... Oh, God. That's exhausting. I know a man with such a big mouth, he has to keep his teeth in a blank at night.
Well, it's a very vital moment of the game,
It's
isn't
always
it?
a long
And
answer.
I think it would be a bucket.
A bucket.
A bucket.
A bucket. Well done, David. First one out of the barrel, you got bucket, Melville. What did you have, Eve?
Saucepan, but it sort of faded away. It was
Did it?
saucepan.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, be of good cheer, Eve, because all is not as bad as it might be. You have got the canteen of cutlery. Melville, you'll have to come out and join me for the head-to-head.
Come on, Blankety Blank, Blankety Blank.
Eve Taylor, it's been a pleasure to have you with us. We thank you very much. Go back to Sheffield, light of heart. There we go, Melville. We'll move around here like this. So it's me and Melville down to the bottom line here. Eve's got the canteen of cutlery. Melville, that's it. Who would you like to help? Of all those 6 awful people.
Derek, please.
Derek?
Oh,
No.
I put my jacket on. I thought it was time to go home.
Oh, I don't think we want Derek, do we?
No, I don't think we want Derek, no.
Do we want Derek? Oh. Oh, all right then.
I mean, for a half-hour programme, it seems longer than Gone with the Wind.
Turn around there, Melville. Stop trying to sneak a look at this before your time. Now, this is for the old dishwasher. There we go. Now, look, don't say anything until I ask you, Derek, please. It's Melville, and stand still when I'm talking. It's Crown and Blank. Crown and Blank. You write it down, Derek. I'll then ask Melville if what you've written coincides with him. It's hello, Frisco, goodbye. Crown and Blank. All right, Derek? Say nothing. Crown and...
Anchor.
Crown and... He's done it. So Melville has won the old dishwasher, and it's a double thing because it means, as he said himself, he can now get rid of his wife. Congratulations, Melville.
Thank you very much.
You can never go home again. And thanks to David and June and Derek and Wendy and Kenny and Sally, though heaven knows for what. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this. And you deserve this. And we'll be back next week at the same time with more of the same, God help us. Until then, thank you for joining us. Good night.